I am on a mission to visit a hospital in every country in the world, and in this episode, we have Myanmar. Previously, we ticked off Bangladesh when I had food poisoning there, I broke my foot in Thailand a little while ago, and of course we have India, where I spent 2 weeks in hospital after blowing up my hand with a firework. So Myanmar, probably one of the worst places you'd want to spend a few nights in hospital. The country is currently experiencing civil war, there's military curfew, and the most important fact is that their hospitals are ranked as some of the worst in the world. But usually, no matter where you are in the world, there's always private hospitals which are perfect for stupid foreigners like me who get food poisoning. But that's not the case here. Yangon is currently experiencing a cholera outbreak, which is a deadly bacteria responsible for over 140,000 deaths per year. So due to the outbreak, no matter who you are, private hospitals are no longer accepting anyone experiencing cholera symptoms, and instead have been directed to send these patients to the underfunded public hospitals. Look, I'll be honest, I didn't even eat that much street food in Myanmar, but the food poisoning just found me. And after vomiting and out every liquid in my body, I was in a pretty bad state, and I made the decision to go to a public hospital here in Myanmar.
မင်္ဂလာပါဒီတစ်ခါမှာတော့နာမည်ကြီး Australia YouTuber တယောက်မြန်မာနိုင်ငံအစိုးရဆေးရုံကိုအရေးပေါ်တက်ရတဲ့ဗီဒီယိုကိုဘာသာပြန်တင်ဆက်ပေးမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။သူ့အခြေအနေကဆေးရုံကိုလုံးဝမတက်လို့မရတော့တဲ့အခြေအနေမျိုးဖြစ်သွားတာပါ။ပြီးတော့ပုဂ္ဂလိကဆေးရုံတွေကလက်ခံလို့မရတဲ့အခြေအနေမျိုးပါ။သူလည်းတော်တော်လေးကိုထိတ်လန့်တုန်လှုပ်သွားပုံရပါတယ်။အဲ့တော့သူဆေးရုံမှာဘာတွေကြုံတွေ့ရမလဲဘယ်လိုတွေဆက်ဖြစ်မလဲဆိုတာအဆုံးထိကြည့်ရှုပေးပါဦးခင်ဗျာ
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. I am in Yangon, Myanmar, and I have food poisoning. So we are on a hunt to visit every hospital in every world, in every country. We've been to Bangladesh hospital, we've been to India hospital. Now we're taking off Myanmar. So it's crazy because I don't even know what got me sick. Like usually I have an idea of what gave me food poisoning. Anyways, the main reason I'm going to hospital is because like I've vomited and the other end of vomiting everything out. Like there is no liquid in my mouth. Like it's just like it's just so like cotton mouthy. If you guys know what that is. But yeah, we are gonna get a taxi to the hospital, and to make things interesting, military curfew starts in about an hour.
So originally my plan was to call my hotel and get a doctor to come to me, because I couldn't think of anything worse than spending a few nights in a hospital here in Myanmar. But as you can expect, those services don't really exist as they do in other countries. However, the hotel was super helpful, and we came up with an action plan to avoid any release of unwanted liquids. Hello. I just get some shoes. So there's no way possible to go to the private hospital?
Even if you go there, they will ask you to go to the government hospital. I asked the emergency doctor. She said all of the private hospitals they got the instruction from the government.
So how far away is the public?
You mean the government?
Sorry,
government one is like 10 minutes.
Okay, let's do that one. Is that okay? Or you suggest shoes?
You don't have any slipper with you?
No, I just have shoes. I can wear shoes too. Okay. That's exactly what I want to hear when I am going to hospital.
Yeah.
So what about foreigners? Even foreigners are being directed to the government hospital?
No, it's safe.
It's the same?
Yeah. Are you meow? Sure. 24/7 phone.
Hello, I need to see doctor, please. I need like IV, diarrhea. Hello, how are you? I need to see doctor, please. I have like food poisoning. Yeah, loose motion, vomit.
Vomiting, how many times?
Like 20. Luke, L-U-K-E. 24. Australia. Hello.
a dream. Hey. Alright guys, I'm laying down in the bed. Last time I was in hospital in Bangladesh, they weren't letting me film, and given everything that's going on here, I feel like it's gonna be the same. My mouth is like so dry, like crazy. Man, I just get food poisoning way too much. This is crazy. I don't even eat anything dodgy except for a cricket. That could be it. But yeah, like it's just like it's a public hospital, so it's not like terrible, or it is terrible. But that is how it looks like I have rabies. Look how chapped my lips are. Look how like foamy my mouth is. That's how dehydrated I am. It's killing me. It's showing. Alright guys, so we got blood taken. The drop on the bed was the one that we used to do some reading over on the left. Classic.
So, if you missed that, my blood was literally on the bed, and that droplet was used for a blood sugar reading. On top of this, the needle that was used to take my blood was literally just sitting on this dirty leather bed before it got injected into me.
This geezer's holding my bloods. This is what we have. Yeah, we're getting something weird is happening, everybody. Yeah. What is it?
For the
Heart. These are my results, everybody. Alright. Am I alive? Okay. Good. They're warming up to the camera. Honestly, the dehydration is the one that's killing me at the moment. Also the fact that we did this on a bed and my blood was everywhere. Likely happened to someone else, I have probably AIDS or something. But like, it's so gross, but I just want freaking water, but I don't want to vomit. Ooh. Not fun. Not fun at all. So, the driver is holding my bloods, and he says that we gotta do blood tests, and then once we have them, then we're all good to see the doctor. So guys, let me give you an update. We had the consultant, or the doctor. I have acute gastro and whatever the fuck it's called. But I also might have cholera, so I can't, because there's nothing in my system to get out. So they may have to shove a swab up my butthole to get a thing. But most importantly, I'm gonna get put on a drip and anti-nausea. But yeah, the lady spoke really good English. She was really professional, really good. It's just freaking so difficult without someone here. Yeah, we've got two things injected, guys. I think anti-nausea and some other thing. Now we're on a drip. Instantly feel a lot better. Like, slightly better.
Look, honestly, coming to Myanmar and going to a public hospital, I didn't have the best expectations. But I have to give the nurses and hospital staff here major props. We did so much testing, things that were just not necessary to figure out what was wrong with me. My blood was taken and had been sent over for testing. We did an ECG to make sure my heart was operating as normal. And now we're off to get a chest x-ray and ultrasound. This kind of service you don't even get in a private hospital in Australia. Yet here we are in a country that's in the middle of a civil war, military dictatorship, and they're doing all of this at lightning speed. Props to them.
Not feeling too good, guys. Not good. We did an ultrasound and an x-ray. Declining rather rapidly. Alright guys, so it's 12:30 AM and I have to decide whether I want to shit in a cup or shove a cotton bud up my anus. Actually, to be fair, it's just the surrounding areas of the anus. I decided to go with cotton bud. They're going to get like a screen around my area here, so I can get a swab. But I feel like we are feeling a bit better. Oh, here comes the screen now. This guy's been a legend. He's the driver. He's so freaking helpful. Such a G. This is the screen, guys. You can bloody see. It's see-through. Oh my goodness. Everyone's gonna be able to see everything. What the fuck? But you guys have to look away.
oh yeah.
Alright guys, well, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. But make sure there's no one behind us. Alright guys, it's 12:45 right now. I'm being admitted to another area where all the I'm being admitted to where all the diarrhea patients are, so I'll probably spend the night here. The first bottle is almost done. I'm gonna voice over this part for you guys now. So yeah.
So pretty much the whole time that I was in this area of the hospital, there was a police officer that was very suspicious of what I was doing here in Myanmar. It's definitely not every day that a foreigner comes into a public hospital, extremely sick, and vlogging the experience. To be completely honest, I was just not thinking straight. I was dehydrated like crazy, fighting every urge not to vomit, and probably brought a lot of unwanted attention that was easily avoidable. The police officer is the one that is responsible for the security of the hospital, and he started asking me some questions about what I was doing here in Myanmar and who I worked for. I just said that I was a student traveling Myanmar because I really didn't want him to know that I was the equivalent of a journalist. Myanmar is one of the worst places in the world to be a journalist, with a lot of people being arrested and even killed for exposing the things the military had done. Just that day, I was filming a video going through the assassinations of those supporting the military, and my phone had a lot of incriminating evidence for the government here to easily lock me up. He ended up taking photos of me and my passport and said he needed to send them to the military as part of protocol. This is really one of the most scared moments I've been in all my travels. So much so that I was looking up flights back to Bangkok for the morning, since this whole experience kind of tweaked me out. But after a bit of explanation, I was pushed in a wheelchair for about 5 minutes to another part of the hospital with my nurse, the police officer, and my legend of a driver. And it was here in a room where everyone else was facing the symptoms of cholera. This is the room that I'll be staying in for the next 2 nights. It has hundreds of beds, a few shared toilets for everyone needing to relieve themselves, and a few nurses to attend to everyone in the area.
Alright guys, I have been transferred into a general compartment where all the people that are facing the same issue as me are here. They can't film much, but the bed's uncomfortable. I feel like it's goddamn cold. Alright guys, it is 4:15 AM and I am so freaking cold. They don't have blankets here, so you have to buy blankets from like out on the street, but I only bought one, like thin one that my driver bought for me. It's freaking this thin thing. Everyone else has like proper thick Duna things. I just vomited my guts up. The positive that came from that is that there's this guy that came in that doesn't speak any English, that's like working here and doing the nursing stuff. I translated it and said I'm cold and need more blankets and he's going to go buy some for me. So apparently they're 8,000 each or so. But he's on his way. But man, that goddamn bathroom, like walking in and looking at it made me sick. Good morning everybody. It is 7:30 AM. It was the best I felt in like a day. I feel good. Slept. Oh, I slept like a little bit this morning. Decently good. Now that it's not like cold, and the extra blankets that I got, it like it's just so nice, not like freezing. Yeah, they're doing like the rounds, doing temperature and blood check and stuff like that. I had mine done earlier, and I got my like second antibiotic, and it's the Broflaxacin. It's like usually the one that it's like a really strong antibiotic, and I always carry the tablet version for this specific reason, because one time I had it in India, and literally the first time that I took Broflaxacin, it like cured me in like a few hours. It was crazy, but given the current circumstances now, I wasn't able to like keep anything down, but in liquid form, injected into the blood, we're good. Anyways, I haven't eaten in like 48 hours, so we'll see. Also, one thing I mentioned is this bed is like the most uncomfortable bed ever. Like, it's just terrible. It just is not soft at all. So that's my complaints for the hospital. But the staff are like super friendly, like they're helpful. They don't really like speak English, which is a bit of an issue. I don't really know what I'm getting injected with. I don't really know. Like, I never got like my blood test done or any like results back or anything like that. I have no idea how much it's all going to cost. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we just had a like a 30-minute conversation with the doctor here. I think we're gonna have to stay another night because they want to rule out cholera, which is a really bad virus of like food poisoning. So I feel pretty good. I haven't like vomited today. I'm probably gonna go to the toilet soon. But I gotta like keep up with the fluids and stuff like that. But yeah, cholera is a nasty one. But they're very what's the word? Like they're leaving no stone unturned with this. Like yesterday we got all the X-rays and ultrasounds and stuff, and they're doing all these blood tests and stuff like that. I also don't think I have a choice in leaving and getting discharged until my the cholera is ruled out, as well as if the my urine and like poop needs to be like consistent as well. So I now have a bottle. There's an empty bottle just there, and essentially I have to pee in that bottle to track my urine, to see how often I'm peeing in a 24-hour period. So hopefully we're gonna get the cholera results back this afternoon. It's around like 9:30 a.m. right now, and then once that is there, then we might be able to leave. Once cholera is ruled out, and I'm kind of like chill. These are all like the reports and stuff. Like we did that ECG thing the other day, or like when we first came in, when we were like hooked up. It's all kind of all these. I have no idea what on earth it all means. But we did get like ultrasounds here, and here's an X-ray of my lungs. No idea what that spot down there is. Yeah, they're making sure nothing is done. Yeah, you see cholera pending. The other thing I forgot to mention is if I do have cholera, then I have to get transferred to like a hospital outside of town because it's like super infectious. And I don't think that's a choice that I have. So yeah, I don't think I do. Like I think it'd be far more serious if I do. I just have not, like I just don't have an appetite. I've not eaten in like nothing today. Had a tea yesterday. I just have no interest in eating, but that's probably a good thing to work on, otherwise we're gonna start getting run down pretty fast, pretty quickly. Alright everybody, it has been a pretty slow day. I have just been sleeping, eaten for the first time in like 2 days. I got my results back for cholera and went negative for that, thankfully. But they're making me stay another night to make sure that I'm all good. It's kind of like I've been sicker like in other parts of the world and just been in my hotel. And obviously it's best to like stay in a hostel where you can be on a drip and hydrate and stuff like that. But they're kind of like, you don't really have an option kind of thing. So staying another night. We're a little bit more stocked up and prepared for tonight rather than last night when we just had the one singular blanket. We got some snacks and all that kind of stuff. But we are feeling pretty good. So yeah, it's around like 6 p.m. at the moment. Should be good for the next couple of hours and then spend one more night here and hopefully leave tomorrow morning. Alright guys, it is currently 11:30 p.m. I haven't vomited today, which has been great, but still got the runs. Been eating food for the first time, got these like little biscuit things and stuff like that. But tonight I feel like we're gonna have a much better sleep because we have some improvements. We got 2 doonas that we bought last night at like 5 a.m. and we also got an extra like bedding thing. I also think because you can see on that one there that we have like the plastic area. It's like when I was just like laying on the plastic, I think I was like zapping a lot of my heat last night. Now we got a little bit more insulation, and it's around like the same time that I came in last night, and it's nowhere near as cold. But they also have turned or opened up the windows for some reason, so there's a few like mosquitoes going around. Like I did not expect when I was coming in last night that I'd be here for like 2 nights, and like I feel like I can speak a lot clearer now. when I was coming in last night, so it's definitely been like super helpful. But I'm hoping that tomorrow morning, around like 7:30, we'll be able to get out of here because we tested negative for cholera, which is great. It's just a matter of like staying hydrated and stuff like that. But the one thing that I've learned is how to do one of the drips. I can put the drip in. Oh, they also swapped the drip over. This is what happened when I had my hand injury like 5 years ago, because I was in hospital for like 12 days having to like, get like antibiotics and drips and all that kind of stuff. But it got to the point where like I used like every vein in my hand because I feel like my veins are just like way less usable. Like even just like one day on this like left hand, it's like it was killing, it was bruising and stuff, and they tried to go into like the forearm area, and then they decided to go over onto the right side. So we got a new drip, which is nowhere near as painful, but there's a ton of people coming in. But yeah, we're just chilling, guys. See you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll be allowed out. Well, I'm gonna get out. Ain't no way I'm not leaving tomorrow morning. We'll see.
So it was a much more comfortable night in the hospital given the improvements to my bedding situation. I woke up at around 4 AM with a huge urge to vomit, and unfortunately I did in the shared bathroom. The whole night there was a man just a few beds up from me groaning. It really sounded like he was having his last moments. And when I went to the toilet in the morning, I saw him looking very pale and ill. When I was leaving the hospital a few hours later, there was a screen up covering his bed and there were doonas over his face, and sadly he'd passed.
Freedom, everybody! Freedom after 2 days. Oh my goodness. Now I felt better. So basically this morning we saw the doctor at around like 8:30, and I said, oh, like I really wanted to leave, so I said like I didn't have much, I am feeling good, but I said I didn't like have any diarrhea or anything. So like said we'll discharge you or whatever, and it took like 3 hours or something to like get paperwork done, but I didn't even have to like sign anything or do anything. Like that was literally free. I didn't have to pay anything, which is crazy, because when I came in they said I will have to pay in like US dollars, even though it would have been such like a finite and small amount. So, like that was all free. It's like similar to the Bangladesh hospital when I had food poisoning there last time. Like it's really interesting how the quote-unquote underdeveloped countries end up having like free healthcare even for like foreigners. That's just crazy. You know, like imagine this stuff happening in the US. 2 nights getting on like drips and doing x-rays and ultrasounds, which I all had, and stuff like that. Man, you'd literally be in like $50,000 worth of debt from all the medical expenses in the US. But basically, we're gonna head back to the hotel. I'm meant to be checking out today, but I think we're gonna be extending a couple more nights here in Yangon. So give you guys a full recap later on. But yeah, we're free, baby. I didn't really give much of an update this morning or what happened last night, but I'll give you guys a quick update. Slept a lot better than I did the first night, just because we were way more like dooned up and insulated. All throughout the night there was this like old guy like a few beds up from mine that was just like groaning, just in pain all night. And sadly, this morning he was like the first one that the doctors attended to, and I was going to the bathroom and, you know, he looked very unwell. It was quite shocking to see, and then a little short while after that they brought out a screen and kind of put blankets over him, so he sadly like passed away. So that's, you know, terrible to witness. Like literally all throughout the night he was just groaning and moaning in pain, which is terrible. But yeah, overall a good experience. Like seriously, my expectations going to a public hospital in Myanmar were not high, but they got well exceeded with the like the treatment. You know, people didn't really speak much English there, and they were obviously you know, attending to plenty of patients, but they did their best, and ultimately we're out here now chilling. Still a little bit queasy at times, but yeah, 2 nights in there, and yeah, what an experience, guys. Didn't think I'd be doing that here in Burma. Last night around 4 AM, like I woke up from sleeping and I was like so nauseous. I had to go to the bathroom and just vomited like crazy, and I was like, far out, man, really, I'm not recovering. But then after that, felt perfectly fine and felt really good when I woke up this morning. I think it's because I ate a lot for the first time yesterday. It was the first time I'd eaten in ages. But yeah, I'm just amazed that it was free, guys, because when I came into the hospital they said I would have to pay as I'm a foreigner, but it's really remarkable.
Thank you. Hey, how are you? I feel much better now. How has life been without me?
I've been worried about the whole night.
Okay, guys, let's go and chill out with the view. Staff here, super friendly. They're like, checking in. They knew where I was at all times, and were asking me how the hospital was. I saw the driver that dropped me off that night who stayed with me for a couple of hours. Super friendly guys here. So top-notch place. Apparently the room's all cleaned, all good. That was my main concern going into hospital, was just like the hydration factor. Think about, I was just so dehydrated and I was so worried because I wasn't able to like keep anything down. I know like one of the major killers of like cholera and like food poisoning and diarrhea is actually the fact that you get like dehydrated and your organs end up shutting down from dehydration. So yeah, that was the main reason. I just wanted to get on a drip, and obviously the antibiotics and all that helped. But what a journey, what an experience. Top 3 highlights of the hospital experience. Let's do them in order. Number 3 was probably going to the bathroom for the very first time there and seeing the state of it. I didn't need to vomit when I was going in there, but then when I saw the seat and everything, it all came gushing out. It was like it's freaking like a waterfall. Second best moment, probably getting blankets from that nurse. There was one like junior nurse who like spoke no English, but he was like really friendly with me, and we were like communicating via translate. He was like always sleeping half the time. I think I got a couple of videos of him sleeping. I'll play him up now. But he like, I gave him money and he went out and bought me like really thick blankets from across the road or wherever they sell them. And then I was actually able to get like a decent night's sleep. And then number 1, I mean, it's got to be leaving this morning. Getting discharged, waiting a couple hours to actually leave, and not paying a cent. Not that it would have been expensive because it's a public hospital. It caters to more local, kind of poorer people. But it was just like fascinating how it doesn't cost anything, like even as a tourist. It's crazy, right? There it goes. That's the Burmese hospital experience.
ဒီလိုမျိုးနိုင်ငံတကာကလာတဲ့ခီးသွွားဗီဒီယိုတွေကိုဘာသာပြန်အနေနဲ့ကြည့်ရှုခြင်းနဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့ကျွန်တော် channel ကို subscribe လုပ်ထားကြဖို့တောင်းဆိုရပါဗျာအားလုံးပဲဘေးပြားတွေဘေးကွာကြပါစေ